Hello, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today I'm going to do part two of my Truth series, Truth Truth. And I titled this one Truth, Always and Only More Important Examples. Okay, so I did part one. I think you're going to find it pretty interesting if you're interested in truth. I will put a link down below, and you can watch part one if you didn't watch part one. So, truth remains a powerful force in today's world, and many current trends highlights its ability to overcome deception and what we will call evil. Here are a few examples of few areas where truth is making some impact. Obviously, truth doesn't make an impact in all areas, but there is some that it has been making some impact. So, fighting against misinformation. Okay, so in a digital age, misinformation spreads rapidly. And let's face it, misinformation can be much more sexy than truth. Okay, there's no doubt about that. I know that doesn't sound right or crazy, but it is crazy. It really does spread because of some unusual things. Um, however, there are fact checking organizations um, such as independent journalists who are working tirelessly to expose false narratives and ensure that truth prevails. So, one of these groups is called the European Broadcasting Union, and it has been emphasizing this growing risk of misinformation and disinformation, particularly with the rise of AI type generated content. So the battle for the truth in the media is more critical and crucial than ever before as societies strive to maintain trust in reliable sources. Okay. So then we got something we'll call truth and social justice movements. So social justice movements worldwide rely on truth to challenge oppression and injustice. Okay, so that's what keeps dictators at bay. Is truth. While it's exposing corruption, advocating for human rights, and confronting systematic inequalities, truth serves as a catalyst for change. Okay, the idea that truth will overcome evil is evident in these types of movements that seek accountability for past wrongs and demand transparency from governments and corporations. So then we go come to something called overcoming false narratives in religion and ethnical discussions. So religions and ethical discussions often grapple with false narratives that distort beliefs and values. Some faith based communities emphasize the importance of truth in overcoming deception and fostering genuine understanding. A recent article discusses how false witnessing can be countered with truth, particularly in religious contexts. This highlights the role of truth in personal and communal integrity. So, so what is the role in truth overcoming exploitation? Okay, so exploitation thrives on deception, whether it's in human trafficking, corporate greed, or environmental destruction. Okay, however, whistleblowers, investigative journalists, and activists continue to expose unethical practices, proving that truth has the power to dismantle corrupt systems. The concept of overcoming evil through truth is evident in efforts to hold powerful entities accountable. So let's circle back a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about the AI and technology and truth. With AI advancements, the ability to manipulate reality has increased, as we all know. Deepfake technology AI generated misinformation and biased algorithms pose challenges to truth. However, ethical AI development and transparency initiatives are working to ensure that truth remains a guiding principle in technological process. There's a group out there called the World Economic Forum has highlighted the urgent need to defend facts in this intellectual age, reinforcing the idea that truth must be protected against digital deception. Okay, and don't get me wrong, the digital age is a very powerful tool. These platforms that we use every day, Facebook, I guess True Social, I don't use it, but some people may, uh, you know, and all the other ones. There's quite a few of them, and they're very powerful. X, of course, is very powerful. But there's got to be a little bit of a control over this, or it's going to just run our society down the tubes. Anyways, next. So then let's talk about something that is very close. And I've been, researching. I'm a researcher, so I research a lot of subject matter. And one of the things I'm quite interested in is climate change. So for years, misinformation has clouded discussions about climate change, with denying its existence, downplaying its effects. However, scientific research and undeniable environmental changes have pushed truth to the forefront. So, and one of the reasons it's working pretty good is because nature itself is basically pushing the truth. It's showing itself. It's showing that climate change is real. So we're getting a little help there. There's no doubt about that. And it's sad help, but we're getting help. Um, so, however, scientific research and undeniable environmental changes have pushed this truth to the forefront. Organizations and activists are using data and transparency to counter false narratives, leading stronger global efforts to combat climate change. The truth about the environmental degradation is driving policy changes, corporate accountability, and individual action. These are all important things. Uh, You know, I'm going to say it. Some people will disagree. Climate change is real. It's real, and it probably, in my estimation, in the end, will be either we correct it or definitely it'll be our downfall. Human race will be gone. Okay, and that could happen as soon as I feel maybe in the next 70 years. Um, and I've written about it before. I have all kinds of things to back that up, and a lot of personal things for 40 years of research and maybe knowing about climate change many, many years before anybody else did. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to go into it now. Next, truth in the fight against human trafficking. Okay. So human trafficking thrives in secrecy, with victims often hidden from society and perpetrators relying on deception to continue their operations. However, investigative journalism, survival testimonies, and law enforcement efforts have exposed trafficking networks, leading to arrest and policy reforms. Truth is empowering survivals to speak out, helping communities recognize warning signs, and ensuring that justice is served against those who exploit others. So then we also have another I guess sensitive subject, and it's becoming more sensitive by the day, I guess. Truth in scientific and medical advancements. Throughout history, misinformation has hindered medical progress, from vaccine hesitancy to the spread of false health claims. However, the truth prevails as scientific research continues to provide evidence-based solutions to global challenges. Yeah, there's no doubt we've come a long way, but there's no doubt also that whenever there's pharmaceutical companies that make tons of money from medicine, um, and there's maybe some researchers that are unethical, and they're getting large grants of money to do things, improve certain things, or disprove certain things, that there's always a danger that some bad things can come out of that. And I'm not going to go into it now, but there are obviously some interesting things that have happened over many decades, basically. So, COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the importance of the truth in medicine as experts work to dispel myths and provide accurate information. I personally don't think they did a great job in being transparent, and I don't think they did a great job of, communicating to the public on what was going on. Unfortunately, for all of us, things are moving very rapidly and very fast, and obviously, we didn't understand how powerful the virus really was, or what was going to happen next. So, truth in science saves lives. I absolutely agree with that. Combats fear and ensures people make informed decisions about their health. Now, in conclusion, truth continues to be a force to overcome evil, while in media and social media, ethics and research and technology. And when I say this, it's in all these different genres. While deception may persist, truth has the undeniable ability to raise above falsehoods and bring clarity, justice, and integrity to the world. And my final comment is, darn, let's hope so. Okay? If anything we need now more than anything else is truth. We got to find truth because we're kind of at the very edge of going over. So, anyways, with all that said, we'll see you. Happy trails. Bye bye.